and there's actually nothing new here. Can I graph rational functions? And there's an important and there. State asymptotes and intercepts. So guys, look at this main idea of this question. This example 1. State all the asymptotes and intercepts of the function, and then it gives you that function. Then graph it all. So what's the only thing that's new here that we haven't done yesterday? Graphing it all. And here's what's awesome about the graphing. Your calculator will do all the work. Okay? What? Yes, sir.
Priya had a problem with her calculator and she plugged it in.
Yeah, on the old calculators, it's not a problem. It just looks a little different. It'll be fine. And it's an and symbol to get from the line. I just made it really big and underlined it because it was good. So, guys, the graphing will get more difficult. All right. This is another day that if you missed, I know you're here and you're great. It's awesome. If you missed yesterday, this is a great day to get caught up because it's just basically a review. I'm just going to add in the calculator stuff. So, state all the intercepts and asymptotes. So when I'm doing asymptotes and intercepts and graphing, what am I going to start with, Christian? What do I want to start with?
Domain. Yeah, horizontal.
Horizontal asymptote. Okay, so horizontal asymptote. So what's the highest degree on the numerator? 1. What's the highest degree on the denominator? 2. Okay. So which rule am I looking at? Rule 1, 2, or 3?
Rules? 3?
There's 3 rules.
I don't remember. It's less. I think it's 1.
It's rule 1, we agreed. So that means I have a horizontal asymptote at what? Jameson said it. Where is it? Y equals 0, right? I'm just going to erase this because I don't need it. We're good. Vertical asymptotes. Lucky, what do I look at to get my vertical asymptotes? I factor it and then what? Right, solve. I need to actually solve the denominator. So here we go. We got x squared plus 2x minus 8. I'm going to set that equal to 0. I want everybody doing this because we clearly need a little review on factoring. It's okay, it's been a while, but we need to practice it. Okay. Good. I don't really need AC. I don't have any coefficient out here, so I need to get to negative 8 and add up to 2. Yeah, 4 and 2. If I do positive 4 and negative 2, will that get me there? So x plus 4, x minus 2 equals 0. Yes, minus 2. I'll have an x squared, I'll have a negative 8, I'll have a 4x and a negative 2x, which I add up to 2x. Cool? So set each of these equal to 0, I get x equals negative 4 and positive 2. So what are those, Trent? Those are my vertical asymptotes. Good. Guys, make sure you give me asymptotes as lines. I need x equals negative 4, and you can write out x equals 2, but as long as you give me the x equals, I'm okay with the comma. But please make sure they're actually equations. Lines are equations. They're the same thing. So if you just give me numbers there, I have to give you partial credit. You've got to give me equations. You don't have to do it for x-intercepts or y-intercepts. Those 2 ways. Good, so I looked at the denominator and factored and solved it for my vertical asymptotes.
Find x.
What?
Find x.
So x-intercepts, how do I find them, friends? The numerator. Good. So
Equal to 0.
good. So I do the same thing I did with the, and I'm going to kind of box this because it's sort of an answer, right? I'm going to do the same thing I did here on the numerator up top in order to find my x-intercepts. And I don't have to factor, right? It's just x plus 1. So x equals negative 1. Nice, so that's my x-intercept. y-intercepts. Lauren, what do I do to find my y-intercepts? Plug in what else?
Or no, you plug in the X into get to see if it's correct.
Charlie, do you know? Plug in what? Zero for what? All of them or just some of them? All of them. Guys, go to your, listen up, when you're finding y-intercepts, I'm not worried about top or bottom anymore, Colton. I want to do the entire original equation. So take this whole guy, plug in 0 for x. So y equals 0 plus 1 over 0 squared plus 2 times 0, which is just 0, minus 8. So that's 1 over negative 8. So I have a y-intercept where? Negative 1. Good. So what's left? Graphing it. Get out a calculator.
It looks really weird.
It does look weird. I think it's fun though. Whoa, what was that? What?
You acted like it was something like horrifically bad.
You're like, oh, what is
It's weird, right? Yeah. No. Can't see, so you have to do it yourself, and we'll compare. You'll be all right. So, guys, the only thing that's hard about this. Dust right up here. So, the only thing that's hard about this, guys, is your parentheses. So I need an x plus 1. That whole thing needs to be in parentheses, whether you can see it or not. Right? I don't know why I keep trying to do this. Okay, good. The whole thing needs to be in parentheses, that x plus 1, right? That's my numerator. So you want to put your entire numerator in parentheses, and then your entire denominator in parentheses. So then divided by, right? What do I have? X squared plus 2x minus 8. And then n parentheses, right? Graph that sucker.
X squared plus 0.
Weird, right?
X squared plus 0, right?
That's
X squared plus 0.
I don't know what's on the paper.
oh, it's
X squared plus 0.
Yeah, I'm just doing x squared plus 0 is your denominator. What notes do you have? X squared plus 2x minus 8.
Whoa. What? Wait. I'm not doing something.
What are you?
Good. So I've got my asymptotes, you guys. We got my asymptotes. If I sketch this drawing, and I forgot my horizontal one, so I'm going to give myself that real quick too, right? If I sketch that drawing, and also looking at it on my calculator, how many different, regions would you say there are to this function, this graph?
4.
3?
4.
I'm kind of thinking 3. What made you say 3, Anna? Hannah, thanks, Hannah. Hannah. I get what you're saying. She's looking at the asymptotes, you guys. So hold on, Trent. So I've got one nice little line here. So I got one there. So that's kind of a region on its own. I got one line here in the middle. We'll call that a region. And I got one over here. Here's how I'm going to define regions. They're broken up by vertical asymptotes. So if I have a function, I have a graph, and I have no vertical asymptotes, how many regions are there? Just one, right? If I have no vertical asymptotes, it's just one big graph, right? If I have one asymptote, just kind of like down the middle, how many regions do I have? 2. But here I have 2 vertical asymptotes, Brent, Carly. So how many regions do I have? 3. Split the difference, you guys. area in between my vertical asymptotes. So I have region 1, region 2, and region 3. Here's the standing rule. Are you ready? You need to give me 3 points per region. Okay? So when I'm graphing, I don't really care about putting them here, but if I'm not going to put my points on a graph, where am I going to put them? A table, a chart, right? So you need to make me not 1,
What two?
not 2,
3. I was kidding you. Oh, you weren't kidding.
but 3 tables, okay? That seems like crazy and a lot of work, but as I said, your calculator will do this. So I'm going to make one chart for region 1. Okay, so that's where my x is less than what? -4, right? Isn't this asymptote at -4? So region 1's from here over. Okay? Golden. Ashley, seriously, I'm sick of it. It's up here while I'm doing notes. Honestly, do I have to put you on the other side of the room and then every time you open your mouth except for a question, write you up? Because that's what I'm about to do. I'm sick of it. Alright? I'm giving notes. We're up here. Honestly. So for region 2, what does x have to be in between? It's in between 2 asymptotes, right? There's -4 on this side that I need to be bigger than, but what's my other boundary? Yeah, so what do I have to be greater than, less than? Well, is it greater than, is it greater than or less than? Greater than? Come on. Greater than's up here. I need to be in between -4 and 2, right? Guys, I'm not super worried about you being able to label these tables and charts about what they're in between, but I do need you to see why these regions exist, right? So my last region, x just needs to be greater. Oops, I almost put -4. Greater than 2. So it's everything from there up. Okay, grabbing these points. Here, there we go. Super, super easy. 2 ways to do it. All right. I can hit my trace button. Look at that, my cursor just appears. Right now it's in the middle. And I can move it left and right in each region and get some different values, right? Moving all over. I'm fine if you do this. So let's go all the way over to region 1. Look at that. So you keep going over to the left, you can't see it at all, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I know. This is why I need to get the one that's actually on there. You know what I mean? What if I hit auto image? What is that? What? Good. Alright. See how now I can move my cursor left and right? Remind me to hit auto image. Apparently that's the key. So let's get 3 points from there. Doesn't matter what 3 points. Let's go with that one. -5.95. We'll round it to -5.96. And -3.2 to -5.96. And negative what? -0.32. All right, keep going. Let's go a little to the right here. Make sure you're still in this region. That one will work. -4.89 and -0.63. All right, one more. Let's see. If I go one more, I'm off my chart there. So good. Make sure you see your cursor. -4.2. We'll round that to -4.26. And -2.04. And that's it. I'm just going to do that for every one of my regions. Let me show you one other thing. I don't care if you do decimals or where you round and stuff like that. If you wanted to not get decimals, though, and you wanted to get nice, easy answers, I think, yeah, even the old calculators will do this. Let's say I wanted to know exactly where -5 is, right? So we're going to go to the left. There's 5.1. There's 4. Dang it. Why can't
You do this second.
I can't get
Yeah.
5.
This is the same thing.
Yeah. Just type in -5. So I just hit -5. Bam.
Boom.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Pick a number. Pick a number.
36.
36. Oh, that's too big.
Negative 36.
Negative
How about
36.
two?
Negative
No,
three.
no. Go back to
Two.
here.
Go two.
8.
Two.
Too big.
Two.
2.
It is stupid.
There you go. 2. What's my value for 2 though, Colton?
I'm just gonna look.
It must be.
No. Colton, what's the value for 2? For y? What'd you get? Not even 0. Nothing. That's my estimate, right? Yeah. So if I plug in 0, I get an answer there. So there you
How
go.
are you plugging in numbers?
Yeah, I don't.
I'm literally just typing in numbers. What do you want to do? You want to do 4?
Yeah, mine doesn't even.
You have to hit trace first. You still have to be in the trace. Yeah, sorry, you do have to hit trace. Now, guys, that's just a cool trick. Like, I think it's neat and fun, and you can check yourself for algebra if you're plugging in numbers and you want to go, I want to make sure I'm right.
Ooh, so you can also go to second graph.
Yeah, you can also go to second graph and make a table. That's okay too. So there's 3 different ways to do this. Guys, the easiest is just to hit trace and just move around and pick decimals. As long as you're picking the right ones, I'm totally cool with it. Cool?
Well,
So, am I good if we don't fill in that table? If you look, so if I was going to next do region 2, and so I go trace, go over to this middle region here. Notice that middle region has 2 curves. Hold on, that middle region has 2 curves. I can be on this little down slope here, or I can go all the way over and be going up. I don't really care where you get the points from. As long as they're in that middle region, right, that's the 3 points in a region. I would encourage you to get like 1 on that upslope, 1 towards the middle, and 1 on the down, but you don't have to. Just be nice. Cool? Do I need to fill in the rest of that chart? Are you good? Yes. Horizontal asymptotes. Lauren, where'd you get them? Where's my horizontal asymptote?
It's one.
What one? Y.
Oh my god, why was one?
When this mechanic was here, she always thought questions were
Y equals 1.
Yeah.
Lexi, where did you get vertical asymptotes at? None. No vertical asymptotes, guys.
That was, okay.
You'll put 0?
I did a TRS
No.
over that.
No, you can't put 0 because that tells me that means your vertical asymptote is 0.
Oh, okay.
There are no vertical asymptotes.
My bad.
Oh, but okay. Wait, no. And you tell that by the bottom.
Where am I?
Yes.
The new,
The denominator, because you subtracted 3, then you took the square root of -3, which is an imaginary number, and I don't want imaginary numbers.
Oh my gosh.
Alex, what'd you get for x and y?
So, why do you like I would just This looks like glasses, so what here? It's
Riley, what'd you get for y? Yes. -1/3. Good. Guys, way too much talking right now. I know some of us are helping each other, and I do appreciate that, but let's come back together. We'll have plenty of time. Back to notes. Good. So y-intercept, -1/3 or +1/3? Negative.
Negative. So like mine, but you know, 1, 2, 3. Alright, here's why I get when you find the x and the x and the y. So
We'll go over it. Let me get through this notes. Yeah. Good. So when you go to graph this, guys, I already know where my asymptote is, right? The y equals 1.
oh, I got it.
Wait, back.
So if it's why it's this.
How many people got a
I got it.
Brent? How many people got a crazy graph like that?
Probably
Yeah, I
most of
did.
the class.
Isn't that weird? But think about it, guys. Let's make sure this is right. Where's my horizontal asymptote?
Yes.
And 1. Okay, so your graph won't show you that asymptote, right? But it gets real close to 1 and never touches it. Are there any vertical asymptotes there? No. X-intercepts, on my hand-drawn graph you can't see it, but on your graph you can see +1 and -1, right? And a y-intercept is -1/3. So again, my graph is terrible, but this would be acceptable from you as long as your points are right. Good. So, how many points do I need to provide? How many charts and how many points? Alright, stop. How many? How many charts do I need to make? 1. Colton, how many regions are there? Just 1, because I don't have any vertical asymptotes, right? So if I don't have any asymptotes, I just got one big region. I call that region my graph. Okay? So I just need 3 points. X and Y. Somebody give me points if they got it. Or we'll find points. Go ahead.